ramble and share some truth that I just found out about the baptism. Through the lens of Christianity and Christian faith, we've been taught that baptism is only a water type of thing. But the truth is, if you turn to Matthew chapter 3, verse 11, Mr. John the Baptizer himself, he makes a statement about Christ baptizing people in the Holy Spirit and in fire. Now, if baptism was only an immersion in water, how could that make sense? We've been lied to, ladies and gentlemen. Baptism is immersion itself. Baptism means to be immersed. And what better thing to be immersed in than the Holy Spirit? But why fire? Well, fire is used for purification purposes. I thought about my time welding. I thought about my time with, using a grinder or cutting with fire. And I thought about that. I'm like, well, fire can be used to shape you. It can be used to remove impurities in metal. So I thought about that and I was like, okay, so there's also a quote I was reading in the words of Jesus Christ about whoever's close to me is close to a fire. And that fire is basically to, like I said, purify. It's a purifying fire. I know we've all heard about the potter's hand, but how about the welder's hand? How about the guy with the fire working on your interior problems, seeing things that are wrong in your heart and purging them out? You see, Jesus casted demons, or were they demons or were they malevolent, evil, devil spirits in these people because these people had impurities in their body. But Christ knew what it was that was causing the problem, and he had the solution. And what did he do? Apparently, he baptized people, immersing them in the Holy Spirit and in fire. He didn't put them in water, okay? He put them in some kind of fire. And was that physical fire? Was he lighting people on fire? No, people, no. It was some kind of spiritual fire that he would put them in to give them vigor and purify their soul. He has a fire that cleanses your soul. Yes, he washes you, but like John the Baptist said, the guy who's coming up after me, he's greater than me. I'm not worthy to tie his shoes. And he's going to baptize you and everyone in the Holy Spirit and with fire. It's in Matthew 3, verse 11, okay? So what the church of the modern day has taught you may be misleading, okay? They baptize you like John, but there's a greater baptism, and that's the one of Christ. That's the Ruach HaKodesh. That's the Holy Spirit baptism, which might not look the same, okay? Because it's spiritual. It's a blessing to know that there is something greater if you seek it. If you want to seek out and really be close with God, then you can. He's accessible. Like the prophets did for days and days, they would go, and they would fast or they would seek the Lord earnestly and want to hear something from him. And they would go out on their own journey, and they would listen and God would tell them what to do, or they would just sit there and wait. They would fast, they would pray, they would do everything they could to receive a word from him. But now he's putting his hand out, reaching for you. His hand is the Holy Spirit, okay? And all you have to do is accept him, accept his Holy Spirit baptism and the fire, the refining fire. There's a refiner's fire. There's a fire of adversity sometimes. Sometimes adversity, you know, because some people they want the easy way, right? Everyone wants the easy way out. But Jesus was telling me and a lot of people who followed him that the easy way is often the wrong way and leads to nowhere. So there's this refining fire going through hardship in your life that will create a better man. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm just here to tell you, like, the word baptism, we've been lied to because we assume that it means water, right? But it actually means immersion. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is because Matthew 3, verse 11 says very clearly, and this is John the Baptist speaking, by the way, that the Messiah, right? He baptizes you in the Holy Spirit and in fire. Okay? That's different. That's a different type of immersion that he puts us through. And sometimes it's adversity. Okay? Sometimes it's going to look like hardship. Because how else can you learn compassion? Okay? He transforms you. He has a transforming, creating power that will change your heart and incline you back to the Father and reconcile you. He was chasing the lost, right? I'm a seeker of wisdom. I'm a seeker of truth because I know that one way I can always be worshiping the Lord is in truth, not just in spirit, but in truth. And a lot of people misunderstand what the Ruah, the Spirit, even is. It's by His breath that we have our being, by His life-giving power. He gave us the breath to breathe. Jesus compares the Spirit to your breath, to the wind blowing, because you can't see it. What's up, Joshua? Do I know you? I don't know. Well, what's up? I am just here to tell you, man, the nature of the Spirit is way different than I used to perceive it. The invisible power of life-giving energy that God gives you to breathe, to live, to move, and to have your being, it is the Spirit. Your breath is from, that soul that you have is from Him. He's invisible. My words are invisible, but they're still heard and they're still felt. Do you know me? It doesn't let me zoom in on your picture, bro. Plus there's a bunch of people. But anyway, I'm just here to tell you there is the baptism of the Holy Spirit and fire. And the fire is obviously not physical fire, okay? I'm not saying to go jump in a fire, but it's a spiritual fire, a cleansing, purifying flame. Being with Christ is being close to that. And that's what I learned recently. You're being immersed in the refiner's fire. Wait, let me see. Press it again. It doesn't work, bro, because I'm live. It doesn't work because I'm live. But anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when life hands you lemons, right, gives you hard time, it's what you make with that lemon, right? Obviously a lot of people say lemonade, but what if you made a lemon pound cake? It depends on the ingredients you have. Everyone's handed different talents and skills. I'll take that lemon and I'll throw it at the devil, because that's how I am. I'll take it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'll get that lemon juice and I'm gonna squeeze it in his eye because I don't respect my ops like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm I'm here to speak the truth, and it's going to hurt. I'm going to make it hurt the adversary. And the reason why is because I'm fed up with the lie. No, I can't do anything like that on stream, bro. But let's focus on the message, okay? Listen to the message. Hear ye, hear ye. There is an unseen force in the world. There are light frequencies that we cannot perceive. And just because you can't perceive things doesn't make them fake. Okay? I used to be that, like, that show me kind of guy. Like, I'm not going to believe any of this spiritual or religious stuff. And until I was put into a point of humility where I needed to rely on a higher power, you know? I realized I was weak, and like that humility, right? Like when you realize, oh man, I can't do this. I really can't do this right now. I need some help, right? And my grandmother happened to send me where I was with the Bible, and I'm like, well, I got nothing. There's no better idea I could think of, you know, as I was just a fat boy and I didn't have enough strength to complete my mission. So what did I do? I sought the Lord, and he met me right where I was. He met me right where I was. And I broke down, and I just had to break down and be broken down and humbled by that refining fire. He molded me into the soldier that I am. It didn't happen overnight. It's not a one and done, one saved, always saved. It's more like you're next to a fire, and you can choose whether you want to stay near that fire or go away from that fire and go into the bitter cold. It's your choice. It's your choice. Yeah, you can tell me a joke, bro. I'll listen. Yeah. So being immersed, imagine walking through a fire, coming out of that fire and without being burned, and you come out as a better man. That's the way I see it. You know, coming through, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna hurt. But when you walk out, you'll be like gold. You'll be tried, and that's in the Bible, by the way. Tried in the furnace of affliction, you come out as pure gold. Now, what do volcanoes? Why do volcanoes not have dinner? Why? Why? Was it Ash Wednesday and he wasn't eating, or he was fasting? I can't think of anything. Why don't volcanoes have dinner? Good question. I don't know. What's blue and not heavy? What's blue and not heavy? You ready? What's blue and not heavy? Light blue. Their plates are broken. That's funny. See, water is clear, actually, bro. First of all, water is clear and it reflects things off the surface. And water can be heavy because water can be held in a heavy container. So, I'm thinking about the ocean. I wonder how heavy that is. So much pressure in the ocean. There's people who, I wanted to do this. I had the idea in my head one time. I wanted to go and be an underwater welder, right? I got my welding certifications and everything. And I was like, well, if I did this underwater welding, I can make $200,000 a year. But what I learned was those underwater welders subject themselves to so much pressure that it literally shortens their lifespan by several years. Look it up. When they go into the bottom of the ocean to work on whatever they're working on, it shortens their lifespan because we're not meant to be down there in the first place, right? And when I think about that, I'm like, when I think about it from a God perspective, I'm like, we really don't have no business being down there in the first place, right? God don't want nobody to die unnecessarily like that. You don't belong there, okay? You're meant to be walking on the earth. And secondly, that he doesn't want you to die and unnecessarily suffer, right? And then like think about the creatures down there, bro. The creatures down there are freaky in the bottom of the ocean. The depths of the ocean, the pressure. We're not meant to handle that. So I thought of it like I could do this and make all that money, but I'd be selling out. You know, I'd be selling out my health, and my health is important. Your health is important because you're the temple of the Holy Spirit. Do you think the sun is white or yellow? I think it's more yellow. Pretty sure. It's like a light yellow. It's light yellow. Now, you know what would be a better question? Because I'm about to get into my little conspiracy joint. Is the sun really 90 million miles away? Is it really 90 million miles away? Or is it closer than you think? Is it closer than your science teacher told you? You know what I'm saying? I'm holding on to a crystal. It's really nice. You think it's white. You think the sun is white. But it's looked, to me, the sun has been almost orange sometimes. Or yellow. Like it's like a darker, it's not white to me. I've never seen the sun like white. And I've looked at the sun because I'm crazy like that. That's why I need these glasses probably, because I've looked at the sun. I'm not wearing them. But like the sun is to me it's always looked yellow. It always looked yellow. Sometimes it was orange. Anyway, that's all I got to say. The Holy Spirit baptism, ask God what that means, because I honestly don't know. Like when he's talking about fire, I can think of another verse where there's fire coming down from heaven. And I was like, is that physical fire? Is that like actual, real, like tangible fire, or is it spiritual fire? And you could ask the same question about Matthew 3, verse 11. Is that fire where he immerses you in, is that physical fire, or is it invisible? Is it a spiritual fire? Anyway, that's all. Um, just like with names, you could get caught up on things as simple as an argument about the color of something. You know, is it turquoise, or is it light blue, or is it blue? Is it aquamarine? You know what I'm saying? Or get to know the nature of it. What's the nature of it? See, I used to be obsessed with God's name type of thing. I wanted to know God's real name. And I was like really obsessed with it to the point where and I didn't want to hear anyone say Jesus or God. I wanted to hear the Hebrew name only. I only respected the Hebrew name. But what snapped me out of that? What snapped me out of that into awareness was the fact that there's all these other languages for a reason, right? There's all these other languages for a reason. And there's a verse I found, which is a quote from Jesus Christ saying, people call things, they'll call a thing by a name, 100 different names they'll call the thing by. But the nature of that thing will always stay the same. And I thought about God, I'm like, well, your love, your love, your light, your life, you are always the same. It doesn't matter what people call you. It doesn't change you. When you understand that God is not like, He's not like a dude that you can just poke and prod and get him angry. He's not like he's not a child. Like, he's actually almighty, all powerful. He's an all powerful being. And how you address him, as long as you address him with respect, and even if you did something disrespectful, you're disrespecting yourself in the first place. You're putting yourself in trouble in the first place. It's like, it's kind of like he's a father. He's our father. That's one of the best analogies with him is he's our father. He's your father. Do you really want to, you know what I'm saying? He's stronger than you. He's got a better nature. He's infinitely greater than a worldly father. And I'm just like, as long as you address him with that respect that you would have for a father, you can call him Abba, Yahweh, Yahuwah, whatever you call him, El Shaddai, the Most High. It's, you know, there's so many different names he has, but it doesn't change who he is. I was thinking too small, and I was obsessing over the details and missing the bigger picture. Yeah, I do play video games, bro. I'm a strategy game type of dude. I really want to live stream. I've been getting into. It's called Pokemon Auto Chess. It's really fun, and I want to live stream it somehow. There's a way to do it off of my computer. I used to do that. Anyway, the Holy Spirit baptism. Get into it. Look into it, guys. Let me know what you